Alright, we're gonna get into this video, guys and gals, okay? This is 5 celebrities allegedly killed by the Illuminati, by the top 5 unknowns, okay? So let's get into the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you be notified when I upload on my channel. DM me lit reactions and tell a friend to tell a friend until they ain't your mom, until they Uncle Joey still on. Let's get right into this video.
Some people think the Illuminati are controlling major events that occur in the world, such as the 9/11 attacks, the French Revolution, and the assassination of John F. Kennedy. It's thought that they caused these events in order to control the public so they can plot their new world order. It's also believed the Illuminati control the media. This ranges from everything from music videos to films. Due to this, it's alleged they control several celebrities and political figures. In response to this, if a celebrity acts out, then it's believed the Illuminati killed them as
off with your motherfucking head.
Part of a sacrifice. Now remember, these are theories, so they may not make sense or add up. Number 5. Bruce Lee, film star, martial artist.
Fucking love Bruce Lee. Was a super fucking fan of Bruce Lee, representing for my Asian niggas out there, okay? I'm not Chinese, I'm Filipino, but shout out to Bruce Lee, man. I grew up watching every fucking thing he came out with. Fist of Fury, Game of Death, all of his shit. The Chinese Connection, I watched all of his shit. This was a badass motherfucker mamma jamma. Okay, let me know in the comment section down below if you watched Bruce Lee growing up, but this was one of my fucking heroes. All right, kick your ass, okay, and everybody else's. There'd be 50 niggas in there, and he kick all of their asses. All right, all at once. But anyway,
artist legend. His untimely death came on July 20th, 1973. Bruce was only 32 years old. Ever since his death, there have been several conspiracy theories surrounding it, as it is really suspicious. First, we will take a look at the official report, then the theories. While in Hong Kong recording parts of his film Enter the Dragon, Bruce collapsed. As he was known to suffer from seizures and headaches, he was rushed to the hospital. After a few tests, the doctors diagnosed him with a cerebral edema. A cerebral edema, otherwise known as brain swelling, is an excess accumulation of fluid between spaces of the brain which causes it to swell. The doctors prescribed him medicine and he was allowed to leave. 2 months later, on the 20th of July, Bruce went to actress Betty Ting's house to read over a script for his upcoming movie, The Game of Death. He started to complain of a headache, so Betty gave him an unusual painkiller. It contained both aspirin and a tranquilizer. He then went to lay down to have a nap. When he didn't turn up for a dinner he had planned, producer and friend of Bruce Lee, Raymond Chow, went to Betty's house, but he was unable to wake Bruce up. They then called in a doctor who spent 10 minutes trying to revive Lee.
I don't know, man. I think, let me go back a little bit. I think Shawty got something to do with that. She must be she must have been a plant or something that had to do with it, because they always want to plant people or use people around you to set you up for your own demise. All right, they always use people around you. Now, I'm not trying to say that this is the lady, like she was in on it. All I'm saying is she might have been in on it. Okay, let me know how y'all feel, because why you just give me some random pill, okay, and now I'm not fucking waking up.
His house, but he was unable to wake Bruce up. They then called in a doctor who spent 10 minutes trying to revive Lee. He was then sent to the hospital, but was pronounced dead on the scene. Doctors said his brain had swelled by an increase of 13%. In 2005, 32 years after his death,
that lady had something to do with it, y'all. I really believe, of course, I can't say with 100% certainty, but I believe that lady has something to do with it. You gave him a pill, and all of a sudden his shit is like 13% more than what it was, and he ends up not waking up from, you know, this headache. Come on now. Come on now.
Raymond Chow claimed Bruce died from an allergic reaction to the painkiller that was given to him. His death was ruled as death by misadventure. This caused quite a bit of
the fuck is a misadventure?
And people lashed out demanding more autopsies to be performed, but they were never granted. Due to Bruce Lee's iconic status, many conspiracy theories stemmed from his death. Some involved the Chinese mafia, the Triad. It's believed they had him murdered when he refused to follow their orders. There is also a theory called the Lee family curse. This theory is that Bruce Lee's family's bloodline is cursed. This is how the Illuminati theory goes. There are actually 2 theories, and they are both crazy. Theory 1. As Bruce Lee's popularity grew, he became a megastar in the 1970s. Kids from New York to Australia wanted to do martial arts as they were heavily influenced by him. Due to this, it's thought that the Illuminati had contacted him as they wanted to control his media by placing subliminals and other brainwashing techniques in them. Bruce refused as he is an honest man, and due to this, they murdered him. It's believed their choice of murder...
Bro, that's the thing, bro. Like I said once again, if you're not down with their agenda, bro, they're going to take you out. That's why they say the good die young. Why do you think so? Because they probably said no to having this bullshit that they want you to promote or want you to be a part of. Bruce ain't having that shit, my nigga. What?
Murder was poison. The second theory ties in with the family curse theory. Some theorists believe Bruce Lee's bloodline is cursed. The strange thing about this theory is that Bruce said that since a young age, he felt as if he was being followed by a demon. This theory ties in with the Illuminati theory, as people believe that Bruce Lee had blue blood, and for this reason, he was superior. Due to this, the Illuminati wanted him dead. Also, Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Lee, died in a rather strange way when he was only 28. While filming for his movie The Crow,
it wasn't strange, that was a setup.
He was shot to death when a prop gun accidentally fired. If you want more information about his death, then be sure to check out this video of ours. Number 4. Anna Nicole Smith. Anna Nicole Smith was an American model, actress, and television personality. She rose to fame in 1993.
I don't know much about her
when she became Playmate of the Year in Playboy. After this, she started modeling for several different fashion companies. In 1994, at the age of 26, she married 89-year-old oil tycoon J. Howard Marshall. The marriage was criticized in the
Sugar Daddy, Sugar Grampy, really.
Media. The media labeled Anna as a gold digger. Howard died just a year and 2 months into the marriage. After this, Anna was involved in a lengthy inheritance court case with Howard's son. The court case continued after her death. Anna Nicole Smith died on February 8, 2007. She was 39 years old. She was found dead in a hotel room in Florida. Her death was ruled as an accidental overdose. 11 different drugs were found in her system.
It's always
her death
shit
was
like
ruled
that.
as an overdose of the sedatives chloral hydrate. This became lethal when mixed with all the other drugs in her system. Also found in her system was Valium, Benadryl, and other prescription drugs. It's reported that she was addicted to prescription drugs. After her death, her body started decomposing faster than usual. It was concluded that this occurred due to the drugs in her system and the heat of Florida. Her funeral took place on March 2, 2007. Due to the strange circumstances surrounding her death, several conspiracy theories arose. Some theories ranged from her and her son being killed off to gain their worth. Her son also died in a similar way to her. Another theory involved...
That sounds like Whitney Houston and her kid.
...was Illuminati mind control. The mind control theory came after a video was released which shows Anna acting rather strange. There seems to be some disassociation...
Masonic symbol right here, Masonic symbol. Okay, with the eye in the middle.
...and she is in a trance-like state. She has makeup covered all over her face. There is a section of the video where she acts as if a doll is a real baby. One theory that came about was about Anna's ex-billionaire husband. As he was wealthy, people believed he was part of the elite and released certain secrets to Anna before she died. As the higher-ups didn't trust Anna, they first tried to use mind control techniques on her, but eventually killed her. People believe they used the same techniques used in Project MK Ultra. This was a CIA...
I don't know if y'all saw on Don't Wake Me Up, on Chris Brown's music video, Don't Wake Me Up, is somebody hooked up to the shit like that too, and they basically put shit into your mind where they can put trigger words in there, they can put they just alter your state to where, you know, you might have somebody who says a certain keyword and you start bugging out, or it just totally changes your mood, or it brings you back to a time of your trauma or whatever it is. But, you know, yeah, shit crazy, yo.
Mind control program. Another theory is that she offered her son as a blood sacrifice to the Illuminati in order to stay in the highest position of wealth. Damn. To theorists, they define a high position as 20 million in worth. Theorists believe celebrities must make blood sacrifices to maintain their wealth. They believe Anna offered her son as a sacrifice, and in order to deal with the guilt, she turned to prescription drugs, which sent her crazy and eventually led to her overdose. Number 3. Tupac. Tupac Shakur was an American rapper and actor. He soon became one of the most popular rappers of the 90s and is considered one of the greatest of all time.
Before I forget, I want to bring this up too. So there's also a conspiracy that some of these artists and celebrities did not in fact die, but they were taken underground to this underground world, which is supposed to be technically hell or whatever the case may be, and they got cloning laboratories and stuff like that. Let me know in the comment section down below if you feel like some of these celebrities don't really die and they go to, you know, this underground type of world. I don't know. I really don't know, guys, but I do know that every possibility does exist. But let me know what y'all think in the comments.
He started off as a roadie and a backup dancer. He then released his first album in 1991.
I didn't know he was a backup dancer,
Tupacalypse. He reached his height of popularity in late 1995 and early 1996. This was after he was released from prison and signed with Death Row Records. As of 2007, he's sold over 75 million records worldwide. He died on September 13th, 1996 at the age of 25.
His rise was very short-lived, you know, like his pinnacle, his peak was very short-lived. They had to get him the fuck up out of there, man.
On the night of September 7th, 1996, Tupac and co-founder of Death Row Records, Suge Knight, were in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand watching a boxing match between Mike Tyson and Bruce Seldon. While leaving from the fight, one of Suge Knight's friends saw an alleged gang member of the Crips by the name of Orlando Anderson. Earlier on in the year, Orlando and other gang members had robbed a member of Death Row in a Foot Locker in California. Suge informed Tupac, and he and Suge Knight, along with associates, jumped to Orlando in that
so crazy because he kind of resembles Tupac and he kind of sounds like him too.
MGM lobby. Once they left, Suge Knight and Tupac got in Tupac's black BMW and headed to Death Row owned Club 662. At about 10 past 11 at night, while they were stopped at a red light at an intersection of Flamingo Road, two women in a car pulled up beside Tupac, and Tupac spoke to them and told them to go to Club 662. 5 minutes later, a white four-door Cadillac pulled up to the right side of Tupac's car, rolled down the window, and shot at Tupac's car. Tupac was shot in the chest, pelvis, right hand, and thigh. Tupac's associates, which were following in the car behind, chased the shooter's car, but didn't catch up with them. Tupac was shortly rushed.
Same story with Biggie. They tried to chase after the getaway car and couldn't catch him.
To hospital, and 6 days later, on September 13th, 1996, he died of internal bleeding. After his death, an array of theories sparked. Some ranged from Crips retaliating to the attack, to Suge Knight ordering
What no fucking Crips, y'all.
Come on now. As it was believed Tupac was going to leave Death Row.
He was speaking too much truth, okay? He was influencing the youth in a positive way, and they didn't like that shit, all right?
Another theory was that record producer P. Diddy had ordered the hit due to what the media dubbed as East Coast.
Check it out. He's right here. You got Diddy behind him with the one eye, and I believe that Diddy had a lot to do with Biggie getting murdered, all right? He already knew what was coming. Am I saying that he set him up? Not necessarily, but I know that he knew what was going to happen to him, all right? And he didn't do anything to protect him. As a matter of fact, he put him in the line of fire. But anyway.
It's West Coast beef between Tupac and Biggie Smalls. There is also a theory that the Illuminati killed Tupac. This is how it goes. In an interview, Tupac said that while in prison, he learned about the Illuminati and their secret plan. In other words, the New World Order. 2 months after his death, he released an album titled The Don Illuminati, The 7-Day Theory. He claimed he added the K because he wanted to kill the Illuminati. In the same interview, he claimed he wanted to run for some sort of political role. He then hints if he was still alive by the time, then he will. The interview can be found in the description below. As Tupac spoke so openly about the Illuminati, it's believed they murdered him to keep him quiet. There are many videos on YouTube which go into detail about Tupac exposing the Illuminati. There is also a theory that he left subliminals in his music videos to warn people. Number 2. John Lennon. John Lennon was an English singer and songwriter.
The Beatles, right?
He was also a member and co-founder of one of the most iconic bands in history, the Beatles. On the 8th of December 1980, John Lennon was murdered while returning to his apartment in New York. At 10:50 p.m., Lennon was walking to his New York apartment when a man by the name of Mark David Chapman shot him 4 times in the back. Here is an eerie photo of Mark getting Lennon's autograph earlier on in the evening before he shot him. Lennon was taken to the emergency room but was pronounced dead on arrival. Many conspiracy theories followed his death. One was about the assassin himself. Mark Chapman was allegedly a crazed fan and had been planning to kill Lennon 3 months prior to the murder. He was obsessed with Lennon and adored him.
He was an industry plant.
This was until Lennon said the Beatles were more popular than Jesus. After this, Mark became infuriated and wanted to kill Lennon. However, theorists believe Mark Chapman was programmed by the Illuminati to kill John Lennon.
And I feel like a lot of these cases to where you have mass shootings and just crazy, even assassinations and stuff like that, man, they really put these people under MK Ultra, put stuff in your subconscious to let you know that this is the mission. You know, this is the mission and it needs to be accomplished, all right? So it's kind of like if you were to play a video game or something like that, you have a mission, the mission is to be accomplished, you know what the mission is, and you don't stop until you complete the mission. That's exactly what they program into your mind.
They think that the MK Ultra mind control methods were used in order to program him to assassinate John Lennon. People also believe this method was used on Lee Harvey Oswald, the assassin of John F. Kennedy. So why did they want him dead? As John Lennon was such a big star, people listened to what he said, and due to this, people saw him as a threat. Many people kept a close eye on him. It's believed the FBI had him under surveillance. He would often speak out against evil industries, and once in an interview, he claimed he believes our society is run by insane people for insane objectives. He then goes in depth about government. It's alleged that as he was so outspoken, the Illuminati had him murdered. Number 1. Michael Jackson. Is there really even a need for an explanation of this guy?
Right.
Michael Jackson, otherwise known as the King of Pop, has sold more than 400 million records. He died at age 50 from an accidental overdose. Just before Michael was about to make his comeback tour titled This Is It, he tragically died from an overdose. On June 25th, 2009,
he was about to actually expose certain information to the public, and they made sure that was it, okay? Before we could get to This Is It, that was it. Okay, and that was the end of the story of Michael Jackson.
He kept drifting in and out of consciousness while in his bed at his rented mansion in Los Angeles. He then became unconscious and wouldn't wake up. His personal physician, Conrad Murray, tried to revive him but failed. He was rushed to hospital but was pronounced dead just over an hour after arriving there. The coroners decided to treat Michael's death as a homicide. They had found out that Michael had been given a combination of drugs. 2 were anesthetics and 1 was an anti-anxiety drug. His personal physician, Conrad Murray, was charged with involuntary manslaughter in 2010. Michael's case is pretty intriguing when it comes to the Illuminati aspect. Michael's father claimed that it wasn't just Conrad Murray behind his death. He said Conrad Murray was just a fall guy. In interviews with Michael himself, he claimed there was a conspiracy and that he didn't want to go into detail about it. He admitted this when being asked why his music was at the #1 spot worldwide, but not in the US. Michael's sister, LaToya, is believed to have said she blamed Michael's death on a shadowy entourage. She also believes Michael was murdered. His son, Prince Jackson, said Michael would often cry and claim, "They're going to kill me." Some people believe that Michael Jackson is at such a high status that the Illuminati were dependent on him and ruled him. Some had even gone as far to say that this is why his skin color changed. Theorists believe the Illuminati forced him to bleach his skin as they saw white as a more dominant color. It's thought that every time Michael would mention the conspiracy...
You see a lot of people who have bleached their skin over the years, you know, to just make that, I guess... Even with the blonde hair, I feel like all of it is symbolism, you know, like we are the superior race, okay? White, bleach your skin, get blonde hair and all of this shit, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've never known any black person to have naturally blonde hair, okay? I'm talking about blonde. Whole thing is fucking blonde, okay? Why is everybody dyeing their hair blonde? And then there's conspiracies about the blonde hair coming from the devil. The devil tells them to change their hair blonde or dye their hair blonde. There's so many conspiracies out there, but let me know in the comment section down below how you guys feel. I feel like there's so many more who have took an L to the Illuminati. We got Prince. You know, there's a lot of people out here who just did not make it because most of the time they're speaking too much. You know, they're influencing the masses in a way that goes against the agenda that they signed up for, if that makes sense. Okay, so let me know how y'all feel in the comment section down below. I love you guys so freaking much. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you be notified when I upload on my channel. DM me lit reactions, and tell a friend until they ain't your mom, tell their Uncle Joey still a hoe. I will see you guys in the next mother freaking video. Yo, I love y'all, man. Peace. We out, baby.